The threat of a government shutdown looms larger after a stopgap funding attempt failed earlier today. The House passed funding, but it was immediately rejected by the Senate. If an agreement is not reached, the shutdown will trigger at midnight on September 30th. Tri-state senators told us what it would take to reach a bipartisan agreement on Capitol Hill.
I know what my list includes, and it's all about health care. Helping people who are going to see an increase in their health insurance premiums, making sure that hospitals, particularly downstate hospitals, remain open, and putting money back in for medical research. The Republicans need a handful of Democratic votes to pass the budget. We want to work with them on a bipartisan basis. That's the only way to get this done.
I hope that the Democrats will decide not to shut down the government, because if the government does shut down, it will be because of them and them only. I can tell you that President Trump, the House, the Senate, no Republican wants a shutdown. You know, one thing we ought to do is ban government shutdowns, to be honest with you. I mean, I've sponsored legislation that would prohibit government shutdowns ever. And now what you can see is people in Congress try to use these cliffs as an opportunity to gain an advantage on this, that, or the other thing. We just shouldn't do that. It ought to be that if Congress can't do its job and get a budget passed by the deadline, then the last year's budget kicks in, and it just continues until Congress can get its act together. Who should not suffer in all of this is the American people.
A shutdown happens when annual funding appropriations are not passed by Congress. Each year they must pass, and the president must sign 12 bills. Congress hasn't enacted any of them yet. Essentially, federal agencies must halt all non-essential functions until new legislation is passed. To clarify, all essential services would continue. Congress can temporarily ward off a shutdown by passing what's known as a stopgap. This funding bill acts as an extension of current financial policies for the government. That's what was attempted and promptly denied earlier today. If the government closes its doors, federal employees will face furloughs, and it could cost the economy money. The Congressional Budget Office estimated that the 2018-19 shutdown reduced the gross domestic product by a total of $11 billion.